Hello, everybody. It's Friday. So I hope you're having a good week. We're going to talk about gratitude. Ugh, all that again. You know, when I first, I don't know, I guess I've been angry probably most of my life. And I used to date a guy in high school that said, "Why are you so angry?" I'm not angry. Well, anyways, that's kind of how I showed up at the first time I ever tried any form of a 12-step group. And one of the first things that I saw in the steps was the word God. And I thought, oh, Lord, I'm in trouble now. And then the second thing was somebody said, well, we pay attention to gratitude. I thought, ah. And there was a little old lady, was at what I call her sobriety station. And she would be at this, 12-step clubhouse I'd go to in San Antonio, Texas. And she was a crusty old bat and smoked. Oh, heavens, in those days everybody smoked like crazy. Smoked and had that old whiskey throat. And she'd say, "I don't want to hear it." Anytime anybody had any form of a complaint, "I don't want to hear it. Sit down, write me 10 things you're grateful for." And I just avoided her. I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. She would always say this too. About 8 years sober, I got myself so spiritual, that halo came down and choked me and I relapsed. And I would roll my eyes and I think, God, these people are so weird. And there was another old guy that says, "I'm so-and-so with the proper," no, how do you say? "Oh, I'm an alcoholic with the proper name of so-and-so." I think, good Lord, he gives his status of and his relationship with alcohol before he ever says his name. And so I was constantly angry and criticizing, and I don't know when the switch flipped, and I realized I'd go into that clubhouse and I'd see if that lady was there. It was like, yep, there she is at her sobriety station. And I'd look around and I'd look and see this crusty old guy. Oh, he would also say too, San Antonio's in a county called Bexar County. And he'd say, "Bexar County Jail has more pictures of me than my mama." And I thought, my God, where do they get these people? And I came to really love both of those people. Both of them. And they were at their sobriety stations when I walked in, stomped through the doors. I didn't walk in, I stomped through the doors. And that clubhouse was packed. Christmas time, we did the 10 days of Christmas, and there were, I don't know, 200 or 300 meetings that happened in, touch my face, COVID. And anyway, there were lots of meetings, and during Christmas, each meeting would take some sort of, promise. I really don't have COVID, thank God. That's one thing I'm grateful for. But I do have allergies. So, back to Christmas. Each group would take they take a commitment. I'll bring the beans, I'll bring the barbecue, I'd bring a vegetable, I'll bring a dessert. And every single night for 10 days, we would eat things. We'd have like a potluck dinner. And it was like, feeding with the fishes. We had enough food. I don't know how. We just did. It was always perfect. And, for initially being so hateful and angry and just hurting, just really hurting, but it didn't come out as hurt. It just came out as, I'm hurting, so I'm going to spew all my venom out on you. And I got where I so loved that place and appreciated those people that were there in their sobriety station when I showed up. And you could walk in the door, and some days it was the Al-Anon room, the ACOA meeting, the AA meeting, the card game in the middle, the bathrooms, the place you could go buy chips and stuff, Al-Anon office and the AA office. And some days I'd walk in there and I think, well, I don't know which room I should go in, so I just go in the bathroom first. That's safe. And there was a wonderful lady that was fixing homemade cakes and sandwiches, and you get a cup of coffee for 50 cents. I'm grateful that those people would challenge me to be grateful in spite of anything and everything, and to teach me that no matter what's going on, to sit down and do a gratitude list. What are 10 things you're grateful for? I don't want to talk to you till you have the 10 things on your list. I think, And I'd get my 10 things on my list. And by the time I did that, I didn't really need to talk to anybody. It somehow was a switch that got flipped from hatefulness to gratitude. So, man, I'm so grateful to whatever it was. I think it was just the love of people that could see that I was hurting. And they didn't judge me. They didn't immediately say, well, you're doing it wrong, or you got to do it this way, or if you're not in the big book, you're going to, go to hell or something. And I'm grateful for that invisible power that kept me going back. Because that wasn't my plan. I was going to get it and leave, whatever it was. And so today, if you're in a funk, or I was talking to a friend this morning, we couldn't figure out a name to what we were feeling. Nothing seemed right. And, it's like, okay, sometimes I just can't name it. And sometimes there's no need to. Just sit down and do a gratitude list. And the one thing today I'm very grateful for, aside from my health, is that I got to entertain my 3 grandbabies. Came over to swim today, and I got to laugh and talk with their mama, who's my baby. And it was just a wonderful time. Wonderful time. We wore masks outside the pool. We tried to stay 6 feet apart in the pool, but sometimes pool toys don't allow that. And it was a wonderful time, absolutely wonderful time. The baby can't decide whether she wants in or out of the pool, so we've got a lot of exercise. Mama did that, getting her in and out and in and out. So feel whatever you're feeling. Don't worry about naming it, and then move into gratitude. I also have a bitchin' buddy, and we can call each other and say, okay, I need 3 minutes. I'm going to bitch. I'm going to be a victim. I'm going to whine and moan. I'm going to just be yuck. And the other one just listens. And at the end of 3 minutes, we say, okay, now let's move into gratitude. Let's get into the solution. Works every time. I hope you're having a good day. I love you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So there. See you Tuesday.